Porsha, you so pretty.
You so beautiful, girl.
Porsha, a whole model, girl. Yeah.
Yes. You know what? We got some questions for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies. You guys are gorgeous yourselves, and it is such a pleasure to be speaking with you. Porsha Monique with Rolling Out, and thank you guys for stopping by Rolling Out Star Studio. I want to get right into it. So I'm loving the series so far, right? And I love your dynamic of the dynamic of your relationship. Roommate, rich girl, entrepreneur, all of that. And I just want to start with you, Grace. Where did you can you describe Quinn for us? And where did you find the inspiration to pull her off so effortlessly like you do?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I received that. I would say that Quinn is definitely a positive, hope-filled, hopeless romantic in search of love, in search of true love. And I feel like she searches for that with her family. She searches for that in her romantic relationships. And then I also think that in the same point in time, she's also really trying to kind of create and sculpt out her own identity outside of her parents. I think that when I personally did not grow up with a lot of money, but I feel the sense that I get is that when you do have a lot of money, and especially if your parents are the ones that bestow that on you, that there's a bit of a shadow that you live in. And so you try to kind of sculpt your way out of that to create a space and a room for yourself. And so I think that she's kind of in the midst of that. And as far as where I grabbed influence, I really didn't. I honestly didn't. I really feel like I did not want to create someone that we have seen before. Wow. I read the words, and it was just so interesting how the rhythm and the melody of how to deliver things just kind of came to me in the moment as it was all divine. Come on, God. But you know, just like being in the room and just creating different things, it's like, I could see how it could be read, but if we're really searching for her honesty, we're really talking from her space of truth. Just the way that I delivered it from that space seemed to be what Tracy really loved, what Scott really loved, the producers really loved. So I'm honored for that. So thank you for saying that.
I love that. I love that. And Shoniqua, I love the authenticity of your character, Angie. She is a real sister girlfriend, and she keeps it real. She tells it like it is. Same question for you. I want to know, where did you draw from to play Angie? And then I also want to know, what is your favorite thing about Angie as well?
Well, it's the same thing. I drew from, and my favorite thing about her is that outwardly, how I like to present myself sometimes is like Angie. I can be kind of a little bit of an introvert, but as I wear all of this, right? But I can be a little bit of an introvert. It takes a minute for me to allow myself to be very vulnerable. Yeah. So I will outwardly project your expectation, which is like, oh, you see me, you expect me to be vivacious. You see a big fro, so you expect me to be big. And so I could kind of like lean into what you already think. Mm-hmm. And that's what I found. It's kind of what I use for Angie. It's already kind of been my alter ego before this, like outward appearance of like sequins and butterflies and sad and fabulousness, just to kind of like give you a little smoke screen before you actually get to know me. And what I respect the most from Angie is her ability to love herself no matter where she is. Yeah. She is just as fabulous and just as confident in herself, whether she is sleeping on her friend's couch, whether she is using Quinn's Amex, or if she's got a record deal or not. Who she is stays exactly the same. And I've always respected people who were able to do that. It's like kind of like a Snoop Dogg quality. No matter where you go, Snoop Dogg sounds exactly the same. And I feel like Angie never would alter her personality for anyone else to make you feel better or to apologize for her lack of money. She's fabulous no matter what.
Hi, Tyler. How are you?
Hey, Porsha. I'm doing well. How you feeling?
Wonderful, wonderful. My name is Porsha Monique, and I am with Rolling Out. So welcome to Star Studio. And I am so excited to talk to you today about your portrayal of Ian. So let's get right into it.
Let's dive into it.
Let's dive into it. So Harlan, who is Ian and what does he do? Describe to us, Ian.
Yeah. So Ian is a very gifted, studied, creative chef. He's almost an artist with the way he's a chef. And he's on the brink of a whole new life when you guys are introduced to him. He's a very passionate, driven individual, whether it's about his work or his love life. And where we're introduced to him, it's really like it's left him in conflict between the two, you know? And I always like to describe him as he's this man, you know, he's like a lot of us. He's this man in process, trying to figure out who he is and what he stands for.
Yeah. Ladies, this is Porsha Monique with Rolling Out Star Studio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Such a pleasure to be speaking with both of you. And I know we don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Those sex scenes in the beginning. Both of yours. Let's start with the owl in the room first. Miss Who?
I feel like I'm down. I'm with the shits, okay? And I think if it's this, especially like showing, I was just really adamant about showing like authentic queer intimacy, which is something that I don't get to see very often. And so I was down. Like I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? I was having conversations with the intimacy coordinator. Well, sometimes it happens like this, and sometimes, you know, we doing this, and this. And for this person to recognize I'm not a queer woman. So yes, Jerry, you can take the reins on like what this might look like. I'm going to have some ideas and let's just see what we come up with. And to work with such amazing women too, who were also very supportive and it was, but I shot 2 sex scenes in one day. Like it was like, I was there for 12 hours and I shot both of these sex scenes in one day. And it was just, at the end of the day, I was like, what is my real name? But it was also, which is how I actually am after sex. No. But I feel like I was in for it. I was down for it. Yes.
Okay, my mouth was open the whole time. I was like, and Megan, your scene, I was like, did they go there? Like, really? And then at the end of the scene, you was like, oh yeah, you gotta go. Walk us through what that was like in that scene. I don't want to spoil it for people, but it definitely was like, wow.
I was about as red then as I am right now. You know, how do I walk you through it without telling you what actually happened? I'll tell you this. I read the script and I was like, okay, all right. I mean, I'm like here for it, but like, how are we gonna shoot this? You know? And then when we got into it, Ashley, you know, who played my love interest in that scene, he just was so sweet. And like, I was like, you okay? You okay, sweet? He's like, yeah, you know? And it was awkward. It was definitely awkward. And there was like pasty situations in different places. And there was a lot going on. I'm gonna stop now.
Okay. We also see you when you're introduced with your special friend. I don't want to put any spoilers out there, but you're with your special friend. We'll just call her that, right?
Special friend, you talking about what? Fiance?
Yes, you didn't spoil it for everybody. Your special friend, your fiance. Yes.
You know who you're talking about.
But if you were to guess, like looking at Camille and looking at your fiance, what would you say is Ian's type, really?
You know, I think he likes certain aspects about both of them. They're definitely opposite though. I think you know, Camille is the type A personality, knows exactly what she wants. She's driven, and she's gonna chase after what it is that she wants. She's not gonna settle. And you can see that in that first little conflict. She doesn't leave Harlem to go with Ian. You know, she's strong, both feet grounded. So I think, you know, even though it creates for them to split up, he likes that about her. When it comes to Mira, you know, she is more, you know, she's more take a back seat for her man type. She moved away from Paris to come to Harlem with Ian. It's kind of the opposite of Camille. You know, she's a bit more of a docile one, you know, and I feel like, you know, I feel like Ian likes a part of that too.
Mm-hmm. Which one would you say Ian likes more though?
I mean, it's difficult. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like Camille is his one true love, though. You know, like Camille is like his soulmate. So in terms of what he wants, I'm not sure, but I know who he needs is Camille.
Oh, I love that. Okay, well, let's talk about who Tyler needs. Okay, so we know you got a girlfriend, but we still gonna ask you, what is your type as Tyler, not as Ian, because you know inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, and you know, I think for me, and it's similar to what Ian likes too. You know, I like a woman that knows what she wants. You know, I like a woman that has that is driven in her own purpose. I like a woman who, you know, even in terms of my relationship right now, you know, she's been through, you know, everything in her life has led her up to this moment, which is working perfect for us. But I don't feel like we would get in this space had she not had some of those experiences, because now she knows exactly what she wants. You know, I remember I remember before we made it official, we had sat down and really, we didn't put it on paper, but it was like we put it on paper. Like we talked about everything that's going to work for us, what's not going to work for us, what is, you know, what I'm not going through that I experienced in the past, and vice versa. And it's like, we kind of really got a great understanding of what it is that we're getting into, as opposed to just diving into it. And I feel like, to wrap up your question, we couldn't have got there had she not known what she wants. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's probably the biggest thing.
Did either of you have any reservations about portraying your respective characters? And Jerrie, we'll start with you first.
No, I didn't. I felt like it was well written. It wasn't a caricature, and it's something that we've never seen before. So I was like jumping out of the plane with it. Like, yes, let's do this.
Love that. Megan?
I was dying to play Camille. Like literally when I went in and I met with Tracy, I was like, this is a character that I haven't got a chance to play yet. And this is a character that I see so much of myself in, and people don't know this about me. And, you know, I was like dying, waiting for 2 weeks to get a call about what's going on. Did I get the role or not? But no, there was no reservation. There was only like, man, I hope I get this. And I hope that I get a chance to show people that even though I've been doing it since I was a kid, I can still surprise people.
Yeah,
she does.
She does. So I'm gonna just cut right to the chase because I'm only on episode 4, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you and Camille get back together? I need to know.
So you're in episode 4. So all right, here's what I can tell you right now is that, you know, their relationship is continuing to redefine itself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it goes away, but it is coming back around in a way that you may not be expecting. They may be working together, may try to, you know, do some business together. But at the end of the day, you know, there's so much history between them that it's difficult to do anything besides love each other, even though we have lots of obstacles in the way.
Yeah. That's so heartwarming. So that to me is a yes. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Last question for both of you ladies. Why should we watch Harlem? I'm already hooked. I know why, but I want to know from your perspective. Grace, we'll go with you first.
I think that to be Black is not to be a monolith. It's not to be monochromatic. It's not to be one thing. And I think that when you look at our show, you will not only see different experiences, different personalities. We all look differently. So you see different shades, you see different backgrounds, you see different cultural nods. And so I think that there's so much diversity and so much inclusion in our show that I would be hard pressed. I would really find it hard pressed that somebody could watch the show and not relate to one or another aspect of the show. And that's our hope. We definitely are not going to be able to cover absolutely everything in 10 short episodes, but we do hope that you see yourselves, you see people that you know, you see experiences that you've lived before, that you see something that you resonate with that can make you watch the show and go, I know her, or I am her, or I'd like to be that, or something along those lines.
Love that. And Shoniqua?
Well, to piggyback, it's representation.
Yeah.
I really think seeing these women being so bold and authentic to who they are, well, I hope empower Black women to do the same thing, to see someone like Camille with red locks and also a professor authentically and unapologetically embracing her culture in this professional environment. To see someone who like Ty, who is also a coder and in technology, but also LGBTQ and just as like fashionably present as everyone else. I've just never experienced women like this on screen before. And it just makes me so proud to see it. Like as a viewer, viewer, as my younger self seeing this, I feel like my dreams are expanded, and what I thought was possible for Black women in the professional environment, but also in love, has been expanded, because these women are not only just in pursuit of romantic relationships, they're pursuing their careers, and they're also so full and invested in their friends as well. And I just think it's so cool to see just dynamic, beautiful women falling on their faces a little bit too. I like seeing them layered. I like
The
seeing them make
humanity of it.
mistakes. Their humanity,
Yes.
absolutely. I think it's just important to show that, because Black women have had to be such a pillar of strength that we don't get a chance to like really make
Mess
mistakes.
up.
To
Yeah,
mess
we couldn't.
up,
We can't.
to
You know.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so seeing these women completely taking control of their lives, and whether it's leading to a place that they want to or not, it's them in control. And I think that's important for Black women, all women, honestly, to see.
Honestly, all women. Yes. Thank you, ladies, so much for your time. It's definitely been a pleasure. Congratulations on your success. This is definitely binge-worthy. It's definitely going to be one of the ones that we talk about for months to come. Thank you guys so
All right.
much.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Porsha.
Yes. Ask questions, ladies. Why should people watch?
Because it's honest, it's authentic, and I think it's a breath of fresh air for Black women to see themselves in such a nuanced way. And I think people are going to have a hard time. We were talking about like people saying what Sex and the City character they are. I think people are going to have a hard time just picking one, because there are so many layers.
Yeah,
I find
and
that to be true. Mm-hmm.
I think too, I hope that women get from this that it's okay to be everything. It's okay to be a boss and then also not have it together. It's okay to be super strong and intellectual, but also be very, very vulnerable and feel crazy. And so I hope that women feel empowered to just be all of who they are and love themselves unconditionally, and know that we all in the same boat. We all trying to figure it out.
Thank you, ladies, so much. It was a pleasure. I appreciate you stopping by Rolling Out Star Studio.
Thank you.
Take care. Love that. Last question. Why should we watch Harlan?
So you should watch Harlem because it's first of all, it's just fun. It's just good TV. But I think, to take it deeper, like I think one of the reasons you need to watch Harlem is because, we need to see us as Black people in our full spectrum.
Yeah.
It's not this, and I talk about this often, we're not this monochromatic type of hue or color in the rainbow. It's not one color or one experience. You know what I mean? Yeah, on one hand, we know how strong we are, but we're vulnerable too. There's virility, there's strength, but there's also this tenderness,
Mm-hmm.
that we got. We got, you're gonna see us have it figured out because we're gonna make it do what it do when it's time to do it. But a lot of times we don't know. I don't know my next step. When I was going out to Philly, when I was going from Philly to LA, I didn't have it all figured out. You might see me now and feel like that's what's going on, but again, I feel like Harlem is a great showcase of that. So I just feel like it's necessary TV.
Well, it was definitely a pleasure speaking with you, and thank you for stopping by Rolling Out Star Studio. Lastly, that color is really popping on you.
Hey, listen, I appreciate it. This is Harlem, so this is my Killer Cam moment. You feel me?
I love it. Thank you so much. All right, take care.
Thank you. All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
I see you. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
I see you.
I see you. Welcome to Rolling Out Star Studio. My name is Porsha Monique and Tracy Oliver. It's such a pleasure to speak with you today. You of course have so many accolades, from Girls Trip to all of it, right? But we're here today to talk about Harlem. And I must say, I am thoroughly enjoying the series. It's definitely funny. It's realistic. It makes you think that you could be one of the girlfriends. So it puts you right into the actual show. But this show explores a lot of culturally important relationship things. I thought you brilliantly brought that to the screen as well. How did you land on the themes and how did they come about?
The Camille stuff was very drawn from my own life, I'll be honest. I'm obsessed with the idea of like fate and timing and soulmates and all this stuff. And yeah, I think with her, it was just like, sometimes you can have the wrong timing with someone, but it's the right person. And sometimes you have a window to kind of change something And if you don't take it, you lose it forever. And
Yeah.
I've always just kind of been like haunted by that. And I'm a romantic. So I always think like, is this the right person, but the wrong time, And so I thought that was really interesting. And then with Quinn, I'm not sure how much you've seen of the show, but
I'm on episode 5.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't ruin it for you, but she has a sexuality exploration. And that's something I know it doesn't seem like that's going to happen, but
right.
yeah. And that's something that came up in the writer's room. And then also I have a friend that for her entire life was straight. And then all of a sudden was dating women. And and didn't want to put a label on it and didn't know what it was. She just knew she was attracted to a woman for the first time. And I was just like, okay. And I thought that was really interesting. And these are the types of things that happen to people in real life. And I was like, let's just put it in a show and really talk about it and explore it.
I love it. I also love how you showcase some of the women doing really well and then some of them not doing so well in their respective careers. But you also showcase them making time for fitness, making time for girl time, making time for self-care. Was that intentional? I know that it was. But if it was, how do you identify those things to which you want to bring to the screen?
It definitely was intentional in the sense of I never want to just show one aspect of Black women. And it was important to me to show them doing yoga, to show them getting their hair done and having the scarf on their head, walking down the street, as Megan does in the beginning. So I'm like, that's what we do. We wrap our hair up and then we go to the salon. And I just wanted to try to make those small moments feel as authentic as possible. And, with Angie's character, she's the one who's the least figured out career-wise. And that's real to me too. I cannot tell you how many women I know that either start over in their 30s, they have an epiphany that the path that they were on is crap and they want to change it and they're scared to, but they decide to embark on something different. And that's kind of where we're going with Angie, because she thought that she was going to be the singer her whole life. And then when that doesn't happen, when you have to pivot, what does that mean? Because dreams sometimes don't work out. And that's the sad and bleak part of growing up, is sometimes you have to accept that what you thought was going to happen for you may not happen, but that's okay. You just have to find the new path.
Yeah. You definitely do an amazing job with this series. I am laughing my ass off at the same time. That was me in that scene. So great job. Last question. Why should people watch Harlem?
People should watch it because it's coming out near the holidays, and you can gather with your friends, hopefully, COVID safely, I guess. You can gather with your friends and family or watch virtually. And it's a good show to laugh. It's escapist. You might cry a little bit. I've heard people tear up a little bit, and it's feel good. I never like to do stuff that doesn't make you happier after watching it. So if you just want a guilty pleasure and a fun watch and, something joyful and uplifting, I think it's a great option.
Certainly one of mine. Thank you so much for stopping by Rolling Out Star Studio. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to finish the series. I'm finishing it today.
Yay! Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And again,